Today, we're redesigning the Roblox game search interface. This was recommended by a viewer, and personally, I've never actually played Roblox before. So before we jump into the standard style guide, stories, and redesign, I'm gonna have to play it a little bit to figure out what the hell this game is all about. All right, so I'm gonna run around. I guess it's just like a city. Can I swing? Oh, all right. Whoa. All right. We can go all the way around. Hell yeah, dude. Stop the spinning now. How do I get off? Is this a tiny person? I guess it's just like you build a world and then people can just live it out. Or are people just like having conversations and stuff? Okay, what's up here? Can I drive this? Oh, okay. No. Is this another player? Okay. Man, I guess it's kind of like Minecraft, kind of like a build your own Minecraft type situation. Can you build your own house? Okay, yeah, I kind of have no idea what this is all about. I guess it's just like a little world where people can get up to all sorts of shenanigans. I think I have a generally decent idea about what to expect in this game. I would imagine you can kind of go quite far with this archetype where you build out an entire game within the game. So now that we have a rough idea what to expect when we click on one of these games, I want to talk about the style guide. As you can see from this UI, it's very simple, lots of light hues of gray, not much color, so we're going to stick to that mostly, but we're going to add a nice purple hue because purple is one of those really interesting colors that makes things feel more fun, very appropriate for a game. In terms of typography, we're going to use a nice modern font called Quintessence, which gives us a nice friendly feel without losing much legibility. As far as the stories go, here's everything I want to do when searching for a game in the interface, but I've been rambling for a while now. Let's just jump into the redesign. The first thing we're going to do is switch to a dark theme. Most people using games like Roblox are probably playing them at night after school. I would imagine they don't want to flashbang their face every time they open up the app. After staring at the navigation controls on the existing site for an absurd amount of time, I realized that there were a whole bunch of links that were really just deep links to the user's profile and social controls. So instead of keeping those links, we're going to have a dedicated user menu, and then we're also going to later on add a dedicated social menu, which will contain all those controls in a more modern way. Of course, there's several contexts in which the Roblox UI makes sense. There's the context in which you're looking for a new game, there's the context in which you're playing a game, and then there's the context in which you're creating a game, which seems oddly separate from the discoverability UI. So kind of making sure that that's clear with the tabs in the upper left here, where you can kind of switch contexts and then the whole UI will shift accordingly. With all the emphasis on role-playing and team games in Roblox, it kind of made sense that it was a very social game. So having a dedicated space on the right for your friends list or just a general social space where you can communicate with people you've been playing with made a whole bunch of sense. Making this persistent throughout the UI as well also makes sense because regardless of the context, you probably also want to keep a conversation going. So we're building that into the right-hand sidebar instead of in the links on the left like it was previously. And of course, if you find one of your friends playing a game, hovering over that individual will present you with a join button. We don't want the join button to be displayed all the time because it's going to overwhelm the user with even more things to take their attention away. But when they hover over someone, there's a strong intent that they might want to engage, so displaying the join button on hover makes sense. Whenever you're displaying a user with a series of different pieces of content to engage with, oftentimes it's very easy to overwhelm them. And a good solution for that, generally, when you're designing these kind of interfaces, is to only show them one highly curated option. Veterans of the channel will understand the potency of this pattern because I've used it like 8 times across various redesigns on the channel. But I've found in practice that this works a lot better than just the spray and pray approach of showing people hundreds of potential things of content. Once you develop a profile for what a user likes, give them one option per day to engage with, very highly curated. That way you know it's going to grab their attention. And then you can show them an assortment of content afterwards. And then finally here, we're just showing the user an assortment of categories that might pique their interest based on their play history after that initial featured game. This will hopefully encourage them to stay on the platform longer and maybe find some games that are just, more enjoyable to the user. So it's a win for both the consumer and the producer. I also added in a secondary navigation here to let users fine-tune the experience that they were viewing, and then of course we needed a search control, so that goes over to the right. Alright, now I feel like this UI does everything that you would need from a UI like the Roblox game search experience, but in a much better way. The information hierarchy is organized neatly. My attention flows very specifically through the page in ways that I would want the user's attention to flow if I was building this. Immediately my eyes go to the main recommendation, which is the thing I'm most likely to convert with. I've got my friends off to the side instead of having that sidebar navigation with like random other links. We have a dedicated social area. The navigation is so much cleaner now. All things considered, I really think this is a significant step forward, but like I said at the start of this, I don't actually play this game, so let me know in the comments if this UI feels like it's a hit or miss. I'm kind of shooting in the dark here, but either way, this was a fun experiment for me. So hope you enjoyed this one. Have a great week. I'll see you in the next one.